Hey folks, in this video I've got a really big little city to show you. Kind of surprised that so much stuff is apparently included in this thing, but this is one of these Driven by Battat little city sets. It's called Build-A-City, and I'll show you why that is, but I mean you can kind of see it on the front of the box here. It's an entire cityscape that apparently is all included inside. It does come with a bunch of different cars. Helicopter, you got like a police one there, you got a truck, dump truck, fire truck, and just a regular red car. So all the kind of variety that you would see in a city. It's got a little suspension bridge here that you can actually kind of, just see and touch there on display. Otherwise, let me show you kind of the rest of the box. A few thumbnails, and this has a copyright of 2020. I've had this in storage for a few years now, so finally getting around to taking a look at it. But on the back here, you can see that literally what's included in here is, like all kinds of little play sets, and they connect together with all this track. So it's literally a huge little city. So that's kind of crazy that this much stuff is included in here. You got a little construction area, fire, police, you got a kind of little suspension bridge, gas station, a house, and a little tunnel as well. It's kind of got a little sampling of everything, which is pretty neat. And I kind of know how this track works already, unfortunately. It's good and it's cool, but you kind of need like a good hard surface to set it up on. And I'm probably going to do that in this video just because it can be really tedious without that. Because it connects together okay, but any slight movement it comes apart and it becomes chaos pretty quickly. So the track doesn't connect together super great, but it's kind of okay. I don't know, it's hard to explain. But yeah, these little buildings and things look really cool. So I'm quite intrigued by that. And yeah, with that all said, that's kind of a look at what is inside here. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up so that we can see how much madness there is with pieces and things. Alright, so here's what we get. And all of the track and some signs are inside that bag. Then we've got some other pieces which are, the main little playset pieces, which I think look pretty darn cool. And, well, we'll just dump all these out. It does not look like there's going to be any stickers to put on or anything like that. It looks like those are already pre-applied. Let me just get this all out here. So yeah, the only other thing to get out is this little suspension bridge piece, which they've had just for display, but everything else is just kind of there and ready to go. There's just a quick look at that. So I'm going to get this out, and then I'm going to set this up on a table or something so that it can be on a nice sturdy surface for the track. Okay folks, so I got this set up on a table now, and it does come with a instruction manual, which is going to be helpful to put together the track layout that it recommends. And of course you can set this up any way you want, but I am going to set it up just like the instructions say here, just to see how well that it actually goes together as they say that it should, and also so that, well, I don't have to think as much. So, but you can of course arrange the track in any layout that you want and arrange the sets anywhere, so that is pretty cool. It even says, build your city, the possibilities are endless, and indeed that should be the case. And it does have a listing of all the parts included as well. They should all be here, I'm not going to check, but they are there. And you can see that, well, the bulk of the parts is really in the track. So we've got a lot of straight sections in here, it looks like. And these are going to be all of the, let's see, kind of these really short connector type pieces, straight pieces, and then some intersection pieces. And then it's got all of the curved tracks in here. And then finally, we've got the city street signs, just a few of those. And I guess, oh, there's also some of the bridge pieces in here, or the ramp pieces, I should say. Maybe I'll just show you real quick with a few pieces how these connect together. And they are, it's pretty simple. They just connect like this. And, if you do this on a carpeted surface, well, you're not going to have very good luck because they can come apart easily. But if you're on a hard surface like this, I'm hoping it'll be a much more manageable thing to get it together. So I'm going to go ahead and set this up, and we'll see what we end up with. Okay, folks, so here's what the layout looks like. And basically you can see that there's a few little extra track pieces here, and I don't know if that's by design or if I just happened to get a few extra ones in the package. It's possible I could have missed where they were supposed to go, but I don't think so. So it might just be a few extras. But anyways, this is what it looks like, and honestly, I really like just the overall look of it. Now, it was very tedious to put this together with all the different track pieces and everything. It was easy enough with the instructions, but it just took so long. And the way that the track pieces connect together, some of them go together pretty smoothly, but some of them you got to kind of wiggle a little bit, and it's just a little bit tedious. So once you get it together, it's really awesome, and I just love the look of the whole cityscape itself. Kind of give you a more broad look at it, so you can kind of see the whole thing. And this is just the layout that they recommended in the instructions, like to a T. And I really mean, like, I even put the signs and the cars exactly where they are in the picture, just for a second here, so you can see what this looks like. And I gotta say, it's a really nice looking little cityscape. So that is really cool. But with that, we've got to try out the parts and see how they work. And I haven't done that yet, so let's start with this one, driving across the bridge, I guess. And at least with this car, it doesn't feel like it moves super smoothly. Kind of feels like the wheels are barely spinning a little bit. But this is the kind of set that you could use Micro Machines or something a little better quality, and that would work just fine. So I'll show you each little building here. First, we've got a gas station with a car wash on the bottom. So maybe I'll drive this one through the car wash again. And then on top, we've got the little gas station. And so you can kind of pretend to get some gas up there. 2 different gas pumps. And then you can drive down this ramp here and go into the next little feature, which is just a little house. And I don't know if this truck is going to fit inside or not. I guess it just barely does. So yeah, you got a little house with a little kind of garage here, and then drive through roadway over here. And now I don't know if I'll be able to get that truck out without lifting the building up. So there we go, but I'll put that right back. Drive the truck up here, maybe. And then the gas station does have a little exit ramp along the back. So then you can take the truck back and just drive through this little part of the house. And here you can see it's got a little window and a door there. So some neat little decorations. Then I guess we'll just follow the truck along this path here. Maybe I'll keep that truck here. Let's back the dump truck up here, since this is the construction zone area. And this has a little wrecking ball. Doesn't do too much, but you could maybe knock the truck off if you want, something a little fun like that. But otherwise, drive up and down. So, neat little wrecking ball, and I like just the look of this whole thing. It's got a little tunnel underneath that looks pretty cool. Alright, so I'm going to turn the dump truck around, and maybe I'll drive this one through again. Watch out for the wrecking ball. Down the ramp, and then through the tunnel. And this time we'll drive underneath the bridge over here. And we do have some more features. This is kind of the main, I guess you could call this like the downtown or something. We've got the fire department and the police department, so they're kind of connected together there. We've got a little jail cell, so let's see if this truck will fit in there, just barely. Maybe little too long for the door to actually close on it. Let me see. Maybe we'll drive this car over there and pretend that this car is going in jail. And we'll just bring this one back to the construction site where it belongs. This one should fit in there. So, nice little pretend jailhouse there, so that's pretty fun. Got the police car here, and you can basically just drive right on through the building here. It does have a garage door on one side. Pretend you're like going on an emergency call or something there. And next, maybe we'll drive the police car over to the top floor of the police station and into the fire station. So let's see if I can get it to drive up the ramp. And you just drive through like a tunnel and across the top. Then here you can kind of make your pick on which way you go. But we do have a working elevator here, which is kind of neat. Just pull from the back and up and down it goes. Unfortunately, underneath, the way that this is set up is, the track goes basically straight through. And, it's not super ideal because this just kind of lays right on top of it. So, it's just a little bit awkward. Just trying to get the car, I don't know. So, push the police car off, and then you got to kind of lift it up to drive on. It works, but it's just kind of awkward. If I set this up again, I'd maybe take one of these straight pieces out so the elevator can go all the way down. But in any case, that's how that works. And the actual lift works well enough. So there's a look at that. Let's drive the police car down this way. And maybe I'll just set it there because I want to show you the fire truck as well. So we'll drive that through and around and through the construction site tunnel. And up to the top. Let's maybe use the elevator for the fire truck. That actually, the fire truck's a little bit too big. At least in that direction. What about this way? Yeah, a little too big. Unfortunately, the one that it's kind of designed for doesn't really work. It's just a little bit too long, but oh well, that is what it is. There is also a garage door on this side, so you can open and close that pretty easily. You might keep the elevator on the second floor, and that way you can kind of drive through it, just like that. And then there is another garage door on this side, which this one I'm actually, I don't know what the deal is with this one, I guess. So this one actually has like a little platform underneath it, which I didn't really notice, I guess. If I pull this piece off, oh, I see what was wrong. I need to connect it just like there. So here I was about to complain about this kind of closing on the track, but I didn't have it connected just right. There's actually a little black platform under there, and you got to connect the track to it. And then that door should close up nicely and perfectly, and the fire truck is long enough to fit, or the space in there is enough for the fire truck to fit in. So that's very nice. We'll close that up. And what else is there to show you? Well, we've got the police helicopter, which has this helipad here. So that's pretty neat. You can kind of pretend to fly around and take a look at what the city looks like. And that basically kind of is an overview of all the features. Maybe one more time I'll, I don't know, take the fire truck through the car wash. How about that? So, final thoughts on this set. Like I said, it's a rather tedious little set to put together. And once you get it, though, it's pretty nice. I really love the way that the layout looks. And of course, you can set it up any way you want, use your imagination. The track pieces and the way you connect them together, there's a lot of different opportunities to do different things with them. So that's one thing that is really good about this. So yeah, but aside from everything else, I just love how the layout looks. And really the only feature that is kind of questionable for me is the way that the elevator goes down to the bottom and just kind of sits on top of the track. But you know, everything else, you know, pretty much just works as advertised and looks good too. So gotta say, this is a pretty neat little set. So what was this? Is Build-A-City from the Driven by Battat collection. And again, you could use Micro Machines on this. It's that same type of scale, so if you want to try with some better quality cars, yeah, you certainly could. It's a nice little city for that. So anyways, there it was. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you very much for watching.